All right, good evening and welcome. My name is Veronica Marie. If you're new, I am a fitness coach, a nutrition coach, and an emotional wellness coach. And I'm passionate about people living a healthy and a happy life. I do this by offering one on one coaching, and you can find me on my website at veronicamarie.com. And listen, if you haven't already, please click like this video, like it right now. If you're listening to the replay, press pause and like it. Subscribe to my channel and check me out on my website, veronicamarie.com. Okay. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I have Facebook groups. I have a new course coming up, Deactivating Triggers. That starts this Sunday. You can find that also on my website. All right, so let's get started. I have been talking about peace for a while, and I'm going to continue to talk about it because there's so much to talk about. And tonight I want to talk about how peace and perspective goes hand in hand. A lot of times we are looking to find peace in a storm, or we're looking to be more peaceful and less anxious, more peaceful and less worried, more peaceful while we're going through a troubled situation, a hard season in our life. Peace is of the utmost importance because that's where we find our rejuvenation. Being in peace allows our minds to rest. Being in peace allows us to get vital information from spirit. Being in peace allows us to see with clarity. And so when we are doing any work around peace, I think it's super important to speak to your eyes and say, eyes be open, help me to see what I haven't seen before. Help me to see what I don't already see. Help me to see old things in new ways. Let the person who has eyes see. Let the person who has ears hear. Ears be open. Help me to hear in ways I've never heard before and hear old things in new ways. This is so important. This is a prayer I pray literally all day, especially when I'm facing a challenge. I know that there are things here that I don't see. I know there are things here that I don't know. There are things here that I don't feel. There are things here that I don't understand. So I open myself to this truth so that the answers can come to me. So important, because if we go through a situation, a negative feelings and situation, or an uncomfortable situation, and we're contracted feels like, oh my God, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't see how it's going to work out. We're avoiding things. We are closing up rather than opening. We're thinking that we don't have a choice. We always have options. Okay. Even if the option is to choose the experience, we still have options. So we are not ever really powerless. Okay. And don't take this too far. I'm not talking about situations of abuse and things. I'm talking about in our everyday experiences. All right. And so once we open ourselves up to the realm of possibility, the things that we don't see, the things that we don't hear, we don't know, then we create a space to receive. Okay. And when we are looking to create peace, we are needing to be in a receptive mode. And you can't be in receptive mode if you're closed up and feeling contracted and powerless. So breathe and open to whatever the universe has to give. And so the next part is to understand that when you think about a situation a certain way, you're going to get a certain energy, a certain experience. We call that emotion. Certain systems, certain ways of being are associated with certain emotions because thoughts are fields of energy, and we experience our thoughts in the way of emotions, in the form of emotions. So you can't just stop feeling, right? Your emotions indicate what you're thinking, and what you're thinking indicates your belief system. Your belief systems govern your perspective, how you see. So if you see a situation from a point of lack, then you're going to experience lack. But remember, there are ways of being that you haven't explored yet. There are things that you need to see that you haven't seen yet. There are things you need to hear that you haven't heard yet. And so we need a different perspective, a different way of seeing if we want to feel a different way. This is not positive thinking. This is looking at all the angles, looking from every perspective and pulling together a way of being that is true, both true and consistent with the emotion that you want to experience. Okay, so for example, we all know the analogy of the glass half full or half empty. Is the glass half full or half empty? Depends on the perspective. All right, it really does. And so if you have a glass that's half full and you're really thirsty, you're going to experience gratitude. But if you have a glass half empty and you're really thirsty, then you're going to experience lack. In every situation, there are various perspectives. The perspective that you have is not the only perspective. The perspective that you have is not the true perspective. The perspective that you have is not serving you, it's causing you discomfort. It's been causing you discomfort for many years. It's time to exchange that perspective for one that's closer to truth. Even if you don't get all the way to a true perspective, at least you can get closer to truth. For example, if you have been feeling victimized, somebody rejected you, okay? That's a perspective. They rejected me. They ghosted me. They abandoned me. That's one perspective, right? Another perspective may say that that person went away because they needed to go away. They were not supposed to be on your life path. Now, you probably haven't practiced the latter perspective, that they weren't on your life path, and that's why they went away, because they needed to. They came to deliver a lesson, and it was time for them to move on. You haven't been practicing that perspective, so it's not as strong as the other one. The other one is, they ghosted me. They abandoned me. You have been practicing that feeling and those thoughts for a long time. Not only that, you probably have experienced that more than once. So that perspective is stronger in your system, the negative one, because your subconscious is programmed by strong emotion. And if you experience an intense emotion several times in the same area, it's going to become a strong vibration in you. But take heart, you can shift it little by little by learning universal truths. This is why I teach on universal truth all the time. There's truth, which is truth that changes. When we talk about reality, truth, reality changes from culture to culture, time to time, person to person. Something that is a reality in Africa and true is not a reality and true here in America, okay? So reality, truth differs from person to person, culture to culture, region to region, etc. But there are some universal truths that are true for every being in this time, space, reality. That's the truth you want. The truth that you want is the harmony of the universe. When you vibrate in harmony with the universe, because you have the truth of the universe governing your mind, then the experience is peace. And you got to practice it, because you haven't been practicing it for a long time. And remember, you have been programmed with very strong negative emotion. And as a result, you feel the very strong negative emotion every single time. It seems to take away your peace. I hope this makes sense. I hope this makes sense. Peace and perspective runs hand in hand. So if you have a perspective that has been programmed, it's your pattern, you've been experiencing it over and over in your life, the same anxiety over the same things, then you need to practice a different perspective. And no, it's not going to happen overnight, because again, your subconscious is programmed also by repetition. So right now you don't have strong emotion on your side. Your subconscious can get programmed almost immediately with strong emotion, but repetition happens over time. So as we exchange the old perspective for a new one, you're going to have to practice it in every situation. As much as you remember it, write it down, make it plain, Put it in your phone. Listen to meditations. Record your own voice. Maybe I'll record a session for you. Play it all day long. Repetition is also effective in programming the mind for a different perspective. Okay. I hope that something I said in the short talk helped you. Please comment if it has. Share this video with a friend if you feel led to, but definitely click the like button and subscribe. My new course is starting this Sunday. It's 3 sessions called Deactivating Triggers. You can purchase it by session, or you can purchase 3 at a time. All of that information is on my website. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to helping you have a healthier and a happier life by coming into a greater consciousness, new perspectives, so that you can experience the greatest amount of peace available to you at every given moment. My name is Veronica Marie. I am signing off, and you have a good night.